back to Miss Cindy's Kitchen, and today we're going to show you one of our favorite breakfasts, which is a simple breakfast sandwich made with egg and cheese and salsa, and you can use any bread that you have on hand, preferably a bun type because it makes it easier, like an English muffin, or I happen to have some leftover brioche buns from when I went to the store the other day to make hamburgers, so I'm going to be using those. And please like and subscribe and put your comments in and let me know what you think of this episode and any other questions you might have. So today we're going to start. This is a 10-inch nonstick skillet, and I'm going to spray the pan with some nonstick spray. I'm going to show you a really cool trick to make fried eggs that are kind of semi-soft, almost poached, but they're still fried and the yolks are almost set. Because I do not like hard fried eggs or crunchy yolks or that little skin that forms on eggs when they're cooked too hard. So I've learned how to make eggs the way I like them and the way that my family likes them. So we're going to start with your typical grade A large eggs. And I usually make 6 eggs at a time in this pan. And in this case, I'm just going to crack them directly into the skillet and just double check that I'm not getting shells in there. See, like I demonstrated there, I dropped the whole dang thing in. Alright. And that's the 3rd egg. And I see I got a smidge of shell in there. So before the whites turn opaque, I'm going to slip it right out of the pan. Just kind of chase it to the side. It's a little stubborn, kind of like a toddler not wanting to get their diaper changed. Alright.
I remember those days.
Yeah, nothing says greased lightning like a kid who's covered himself in Vaseline and does not want to be cleaned up. That happened to an almost 2-year-old child in our home many years ago. If they can get into something, they will. A quiet child is not necessarily a sleeping child. Always check on your little ones. If they're too quiet during nap time, look out. Okay, and then I salt them with some seasoned salt and a sprinkle of pepper. And then, this is how you get eggs that are semi-poached. You put a little bit of water around them, maybe like a tablespoon or 2. Just wait until the yolks, actually the whites, start to turn opaque because they're starting to set. And then I put the lid on, and then I turn the heat down. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to show you the we're going to toast the buns. Our local 99-cent store has a good selection of bread, and I think I happened upon their bread delivery day because I got some good stuff the other day. These are some brioche buns, and so I'm going to toast them. I'm going to turn the temperature down because I want to toast the bread and I don't want it to get burnt.
Does it matter what kind of bread you use?
It's pretty flexible. You can use hamburger buns, you can use sliced bread, whatever bread you happen to have on hand. It's preferable to have something that can serve as a bun, but whatever you have on hand. Sourdough makes a good contrast. Hamburger buns, because they make good buns. And here the eggs are pretty much starting to set. So now that the egg whites are set, you can kind of separate them a little bit into their own single egg here, and then flip them over. And see, Logan, you can see the eggs are getting, the whites are kind of opaque and they're not crusty. They're just set because you're cooking them with some moisture in there, like a moist heat. Everybody's favorite word, moist. Which is, our weather has been very moist lately. It's really affecting the way a lot of baked goods turn out. So Once your yolks
So
have
it's just
set,
it's just a simple flip.
just a simple flip, and then we're going to, now that we've flipped the eggs, we're going to top them with some shredded cheese. We shred our own cheese because the block of cheese is actually a better price than buying it pre-shredded. And it's often healthier because you don't have the little, they use a cellulose fiber to keep the shreds from sticking to themselves in the pre-packaged ones. And that can prevent it from melting really well. So now that we have got the eggs flipped over, I'm going to turn the heat off, cover them, and that will melt the cheese as well as help the rest of the yolks set. And it's going to be semi-soft, the yolks, because one, I don't like a hard-cooked egg yolk. I just find it kind of dry and not that visually appealing. But I don't want it runny so that way it runs down your wrists while you're trying to eat your sandwich. So we're going to switch out the buns. Let me grab a fork here. You get a plastic fork. You never want to put metal in a toaster. Unless, of course, you want to look like the Bride of Frankenstein and short-circuit your house.
So a plastic fork would.
A plastic fork. So I'm going to take the buns out. See, they're nice and golden. And the brioche buns are a little shiny because I think they get an egg wash prior to baking. I'm going to put that in and those can toast. And while your eggs are finishing up, we will get the rest of it ready to show you. And I prefer Best Foods mayonnaise because it's great as a sandwich spread and great in things like potato salad and macaroni salad. And for you East Coast fans, I believe it's called Duke's on the East Coast and Best Foods on the West Coast. But it's a very good mayonnaise. And as much as I like a good bargain, I have found through trial and error that pretty much your best bet is just to get Best Foods mayonnaise when it goes on special at Costco, because this jumbo size jar was only like $6, and that lasts really well for making day-to-day food. I use garlic bread. I use mayonnaise to make my garlic bread. And then I put salsa on each half. And then, now that the cheese is melted,
Oh, look at that.
and you have a nice set egg. See, look at the pull on that cheese. That's what happens when you shred your own cheese. It gets a really good, it melts really well and you get that nice pull for the cheese strings.
Does it matter what kind of cheese you use?
I usually use whatever I have on hand. My least favorite is American cheese. I don't think it has that much flavor, but whatever you have that's a sandwich slice, you can just put directly on them rather than the shreds. But that's what it looks like. And then I will show you how nice the yolks look. Now that I've got some nice grease on my fingers here. Use a little knife. And I will show you the type of yolks you get when you make your eggs like this. They are glossy, but not runny. And there's no crusties on the white where, I don't know, I just do not like that. I like a soft fried egg, but I like the yolk mostly cooked. And for some reason, I can never get the eggs quite right when I eat in a restaurant, so I usually opt for scrambled soft because that's good enough. I like scrambled, but when it comes to a fried egg, when I make them myself, they're the way I like them to be cooked. So anyway, that is how you make a fried egg sandwich with a perfectly set egg where it's not too hard and it's not underdone and it's just got the right amount of cheese on it. So anyway, I appreciate you all watching this, and please like and subscribe and give me your feedback, and I hope you enjoy a yummy breakfast with your family. Come back soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.
To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.